Alright artists, with our Collagraph stencils that we created last week from our cardboard, we're going to create multiple prints of them. I'm going to place my Collagraph underneath my paper and grab an orange coloring tool. Colored pencil or crayon will work best for this. You will need to hold your stencil in place, press down with your orange tool, and rub. Keep going over your stencil until a great pumpkin appears. Once you have one pumpkin, you're going to repeat this process until you have several. I'm going to fill my paper up, so I'll have about 8 total, but yours may be a little different. You might have less, you might have more. Remember those stems we made? Well, I'm going to grab a brown coloring tool to outline and color them in on my pumpkin to create some contrast from the orange. I'll just be going over the stem I already created. Last week, some students even asked me if they could maybe add some extra elements like leaves and vines. Go for it! This would definitely be the time to add it. Once your stems are done, go ahead and work on cutting out your pumpkins. Remember what I always say, go nice and easy, take your time, rotate as you cut, and go one section at a time. Ready for some magic? I'm going to snap my fingers and all my pumpkins will be cut out. Ready? Voila! But now, let's talk about backgrounds. I'm going to give you 3 options for how to create your pumpkin patch background. You can choose to do it one of my 3 ways or create your own. First, I'll show you some watercolor/tempera cake paints. Remember, a little bit of water goes a long way. For this background, I want a nighttime sky, so I'll use mostly cool colors. Blues, purples, greens. I'm going to create the colors by blending with fast brush strokes and letting my colors settle in together. It's a bit abstract, wouldn't you say? And then for my ground, I'll use some green again, but add in some browns and golds to kind of mimic the dirt and the hay you might find your pumpkin sitting in. Lastly, I might add in some yellows and reds to my sky for a spooky effect. Okay, that's option 1. put it to the side, and let's talk about option 2. For this background, I'm going to create more of a warm sunset with crayons. I can work primarily with my warm colors, yellow, orange, and red. I'll start with yellow and move backwards on the color wheel, blending orange into yellow. And red into orange. And even adding a slight bit of purple into the red to show nighttime settling in. Again, for the ground, I'll blend some greens and browns for the pumpkins to sit in. Now, option 2 is done, so let's talk about option 3. If you have some black or perhaps some dark colored paper, you may want to try this too. We'll create some tall grass with a green crayon and a zigzag line. Did you know we are creating a horizon line? That's where the ground and the sky meet. We can add small zigzag lines below to show higher patches of grass. We can also add some brown zigzag lines within the green ones to, once again, show some dirt and hay. Next, we'll create a big full moon with yellow to shine over our pumpkin patch. You can even add some clouds in white beside and below the moon to add some extra spookiness. Perhaps a little bat is in the sky? We'll talk more about adding extra details shortly. But here's the end for option 3. Now, decide what background you want to create. Remember, you do not need to create all 3. Just pick one you would like to make or make your own. No matter your background, you'll follow along with the same steps of arranging your pumpkin patch by overlapping them on each other. I'll show you your options right now. See how I'll place some higher in the patch? I'll even overlap some on each other towards the bottom. Now that we have seen our options, time to assemble. I'll snap my fingers and background picked, time to glue. After I figure out my overlapping of elements, I can add glue on the backs of each pumpkin and lay them down one at a time. As you're assembling, are there any extra elements you want to add? Perhaps a cat hiding between the pumpkins? A scarecrow behind in the back? A little ghost in the sky behind some clouds? Voila! My pumpkin patch is complete! How does yours look, artists? I can't wait to see.